You don't have to go through death anymore. In order for you to begin to consciously help the changes, I will reveal to you information that has been hidden from you for many millennia. If I had opened it earlier, you simply wouldn't have been able to absorb it, you wouldn't have noticed, you would have missed it because you weren't ready for it. But you're evolving so fast. Today, the Spirit simply does not and cannot have secrets from you. Today, there is no longer any need for the existence of all sorts of secret societies and closed schools that would preserve esoteric knowledge from the uninitiated. Such knowledge was usually deliberately complicated, confusing, and even encrypted so that outsiders could not make sense of it. Today, there is no need for complications. Today, the Spirit speaks to you directly, openly, and clearly because everyone is worthy to become initiated. The most important secret is that for many of you reading these lines now, this incarnation is the last, or one of the last. It depends only on your own choice. Yes, your millennia-long wanderings in the density of earthly matter, accompanied by pain and suffering, are over. You will never suffer again because you are ready for the ascension process, and now you will not have to go through death to do so. That is what you have been striving for since your first incarnation on earth. That is the supreme goal of your earthly wanderings. You've been very close to it 2 times, the first time in Lemuria, the second time in Atlantis. But both of these attempts failed, and both the Lemurian and Atlantean civilizations perished. Now it's the 3rd attempt. And this attempt is successful. No one and nothing can prevent the process of your ascension with the earth. This is how you have succeeded, this is how you have evolved. This is how far you have come in your quest for ascension. There have been examples of ascension in earlier times, but these are isolated examples. The most familiar example is that of the beloved Master Jesus. But there were other examples. Of course, you are aware of the existence of other ascended masters besides Jesus. Now is the time for you to become ascended masters. Don't let the ascension process frighten you. Yes, your legends tell you that this is accompanied by grandiose effects, flashes and pillars of light, after which the ascended one simply disappears before the eyes of the astonished public. Remember that at that time the energy informational situation on Earth was different, a lot of energy was required for ascension. Things are different now, your ascension is taking place gradually, and without such dramatic effects. The structure of your physical body and your energy becomes more and more rarefied, less dense, and this is a smooth, not instantaneous process. And the most important thing is that you do not notice it, there are no external effects, because your planet Earth is changing and ascending at the same time as you. The masters of the past had to break free from the dense earthly energy in order to ascend. You, on the other hand, ascend together with the earthly energy. Just as when you are in an airplane you do not feel any movement because you remain still in relation to the plane, so you do not feel ascension because you are ascending with the earth. You are on the cusp of collective ascension with earth. Yes, if ascension used to be available to a few, now you are in the process of collective ascension. In other words, this process is called a quantum transition. This is a transition to another energy informational level, or, one might say, to another dimension. You are ascending with the earth into the realms that you have always called heaven. When you ascend, notice again, without going through death. We will meet you in person. You will meet us, your divine family, all your beloved souls, your angels, the beings who love you immensely. Truly, it will be a happiest meeting. We have been waiting for this for a very long time, and we are now rejoicing with the whole universe. Exercise 3. Ascension Space. In earlier times, ascension was very difficult to achieve, and only a few achieved it, and then at the cost of great sacrifice and work, because the very energy of the earth resisted it. In order to overcome this resistance, it was necessary to create a special space of ascension, a space of high vibrations and protected from external influences as much as possible. Usually, the strength of one person was not enough for this. For Jesus, for example, the ascension space was created by his faithful disciples and apostles. In our time, such a space is also necessary, because there is still a lot of low-frequency energy around us, which is trying with all its might to prevent the mass ascension of people. But since the earth itself is now striving for ascension, the earthly energy no longer hinders us, but helps us. Therefore, each person is quite capable of creating the space of ascension for himself, without the help of other people. You are already creating such a space where you are with your thoughts, intentions, and your desire to create a new world with the help of the light. This exercise will help you to take this process more consciously, and to begin to continually strengthen and increase your ascension space. Read the text of the exercise first, then put the book down and do it. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and slow, smooth exhales. Ask your divine self to surround you with a cocoon of white radiant light. Imagine that a white glow surrounds you on all sides and permeates every cell of your body. Breathe deeply in as you exhale. Imagine yourself inflating this cocoon of light around you like a big balloon. Inflate it until it reaches the size of the room you are in. Now mentally appeal to your divine self to help you transform this cocoon into a huge pillar of light stretching from earth to sky. Imagine that you are in the center of this pillar. It permeates both your body and the entire room. As you exhale, imagine that you are directing a stream of white light along your spine into the very bowels of the earth. In this way you are helping to raise the vibrations of the earth and help her ascension. Now mentally direct your attention upwards, and see that the pillar of light goes into an infinite height. Ask your divine self to come down this pillar to you and enter your body. Imagine that you, too, are moving up the pillar to connect with your divine self. Say in your mind, I am one. Me, my body, my soul, my higher self, my divine self are one. If you don't immediately feel reconnected, that's okay. It will become more pronounced as you repeat this exercise. You are within your ascension space. Remember this feeling of security, inviolability for external energies, lightness, light, comfort, peace. Try to save it wherever you are. You can do this exercise as often as you want. If you have easily managed to expand the column of light to the size of the room where you are, try to make it even wider next time by extending it to neighboring rooms, and maybe even outside the house, and then the street, the city. In this way you will help to create a space of ascension not only for yourselves, but also for other people and for the entire earth. The question is often asked, will all the people of earth get a chance to ascend? The answer is that all the people of earth are getting this chance, but not everyone is ready to accept it right now. Eventually all souls in the universe will come to ascension. The only question is when exactly this will happen for each soul. The fact is that now is a very auspicious moment for collective ascension. That moment will last for some time, long enough for those who are ready, but it will not last indefinitely. There will be a break. And the next favorable moment will have to wait for more than a dozen millennia. The choice is yours: ascend now or spend another tens of thousands of years, incarnating again and again in the density of the three-dimensional world, and therefore in pain and suffering. I don't want to scare you, dear ones. I don't want to condemn anyone. It's up to you to decide what you do. Spirit will accept any choice you make and will not love you any less if you refuse ascension. But aren't you tired of thousands of years of pain, of suffering? Do you not yourselves seek ascension as soon as possible? You see many people around you who are wallowing in the low-frequency energies of pain, fear, suffering, anger, feelings of worthlessness, or aggression, power, control over others. You see people who are stuck in disharmonious relationships and don't do anything to fix it. You see people who destroy themselves and others with their destructive habits and negative manifestations in their emotions, thoughts, intentions, and actions. Such people are not yet ready for ascension, although Spirit is pushing them to, giving them hints to. But it is up to them to choose whether or not to hear these clues. The one who hears will be helped by the Spirit with all his might to clear his karma and prepare for ascension in an urgent short time. Now you can very quickly remove all your burdens and raise your vibrations to ascend with the earth. But if a person does not express such a desire himself, the Spirit cannot help him, because it follows the law of non-interference, non-violation of man's free will. Unwilling to purify themselves and raise their vibrations now, such people condemn themselves to a long series of new incarnations in the three-dimensional dense worlds, waiting for the moment to come again favorable for ascension. Often you see that such people live better by human standards than you do. Maybe they're richer, they're more fortunate in their personal relationships, or they're more famous, they own power and fame and all sorts of material possessions. You think it's unfair? Why do those who are mired in darkness prosper, while you, who aspire to the light and do so much for the enlightenment of the earth, are in distress? Now you can see why you shouldn't be jealous of them. They still have many incarnations ahead of them, during which they will face the pain and suffering necessary to purify themselves and neutralize the consequences of their actions today. You have the last, or one of the last, incarnations. You're cleansing right now, not putting it off. It is the process of your accelerated cleansing that is associated with some of the uncomfortable circumstances of your current life. But choose which is better, to endure this temporary discomfort one last time in order to purify yourself and be ready for ascension right now, or to prolong the pain and suffering until the next chance comes. This, I repeat, will have to wait by your standards for more than 1/10 of thousands of years. Moreover, these incarnations will no longer be on Earth, because the Earth will go with you to other, higher dimensions. There will be no more dense three-dimensional Earth. The Earth will become a magnificent luminous planet of the divine level of vibrations. There are other three-dimensional planets in the universe that have yet to go through the vast path of evolution that the Earth has already traveled with you. Spirit is very sympathetic to the people who will not be able to take advantage of the chance for ascension now and will find themselves on these planets. The Spirit loves these people as much as it loves you. Spirit will continue to help them in their future incarnations to awaken to consciousness and begin the path to ascension, which is inevitable for all souls in the universe. The Spirit will honor their choices. But the Spirit is already shouting in their ears, you don't have to make that choice. You don't have to suffer for tens of thousands of years. The path to ascension is right in front of you, it is open to everyone here and now. Do not be afraid. You can walk the path of ascension easily and smoothly. It is the remnants of the old energies in you that make you afraid. They are the ones who feel that they are being destroyed, and they scare you by telling you that you too will collapse with them. That is not true. You will not be destroyed, dear ones, just let go of these residual old energies. And then you will raise the vibrations of your physical body so that it can enter the world of divine energies. And then you will see how beautiful you really are, and how beautiful your earth is.